Isang makabuluhang talakayan patungkol sa ating kalusugan, kaligtasan at kagandahan. Kay Ate Doc lang yan. Mga tamang kaalaman at napapanahong usapin para sa pamilyang Pilipino. Siyempre, si Ate Doc yan. Kaya mga ka-wellness, andito na si Ate Doc, Cheryl Palad, upang bigyan tayo ng tamang kaalaman sa ating kalusugan, kaligtasan at kagandahan. Samahan si Ate Doc tuwing Biyernes, 1 p.m. Philippine Time. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
All right. Good morning dyan sa Philippines.
And good afternoon here in
Sa-
nasa Arizona po kami ngayon.
Nasa Arizona po kami.
California.
Yes.
Ayan.
And of course, it's still dito po Saturday pa rin po. So mamaya pa po ang sunset. But anyway, kami po we would like to greet everyone. And of course, sa inyo mga health-wise namin, thank you so much for joining us. This is Health-Wise for Christ.
Season 5.
Season 5. Ayan. Kalusugan pang physical at spiritual.
Ako po pala si Ate Jen muli. Si mga first-timer.
At ako naman po si Kuya Ian. Mga kapatid at kasama nyo kay Kristo. Pamilya po tayo dito.
So ayan, dahil health-wise, don't forget na meron tayong, ito yung season 5 natin, na lifestyle medicine ang ating pinag-uusapan. And of course, cooking demo with Chef Lorna.
Ayan.
Gusto ko yung topic ngayon kasi alam nyo, yung father ko ay namatay sa heart failure.
Oh, I see.
So, talagang very interesting sa akin kapag heart ang pinag-uusapan.
Right. So alam nyo, meron lang tayong konting reminders. Thank you so much for those who joined Lifting Christ Kids kanina. At sayang, na-miss ko na naman yung mga ticketing natin. No? Hindi ko sila pero I think they really understand. But thank you so much for subscribing. Ipopromote ko na rin po ang Revitalize for Christ every 7
p.m.
7 p.m.
Philippine
dyan sa
time.
Philippine time. Every day po yan. And then ang ating
Lifting
Christ,
yeah.
Christ Connects daily devotion every 5 a.m. in the morning. Thank you so much para po sa lahat na nag-join in. And now, today, every Sundays at 9:30,
Health-wise for Christ.
Ayan.
And katapos lang po naming revival series dito sa Arizona, yung
Total Surrender
series.
Yun,
Ayan, pwede niyo panoorin sa Lifting Christ page and YouTube.
Yes.
Okay.
At alam nyo, ganito yon. Katuloy natin ipag-pray si Pastor Brian. He's really doing well right now. But praise the Lord kasi talagang mabuti talaga ang Panginoon. And He is in control. Jesus Christ is in control every day. And talagang wala kaming masabi sa Panginoon talaga. He's really so good. He's really so great. He has controlled everything.
And we have to praise God in season and out of season. No?
Amen.
So kahit nagkakasakit tayo or malusog tayo, we have to praise God because may purpose ang Panginoon sa lahat.
Yes, ayan. So, siyempre, ang ating...
Batiin muna natin
Babatiin natin.
Yes.
Ayan, maraming salamat.
ang ating
Ayan.
mga regular.
First 10. Ang first 10 muna.
Oo. Okay, ang first 10 po ay nagbe-base po kami, hindi din nakikita nyo po kung
Yep.
saang application yung ginagamit. No? The first 10 ay nagbe-base kami sa pumapasok dito sa aming system.
Mhm.
Okay? So,
And we're considering both the YouTube channel and the Facebook channels. or pages na meron tayo. So kung ano pong unang pumasok doon sa mga channels or pages na yon, yun po yung ating gagawing 10 first greeters na makakakuha ng magkano yun, Ate Jen?
100 Gcash or load.
Yun.
And for those na hindi pa naka-receive, please message us. Nagbe-base po kasi kami sa message nyo dahil ang dami-dami pong nagme-message. So amin pong iniisa-isa yan. So
Yes.
para lang po mapadali yung aming pag-send ng Gcash at sinesend po namin ito within the week. Kasi as you see, pag nag-lifting Christ kami or Healthwise for Christ, ay iba-ibang lugar po yung pinupuntahan namin. So, nati-check na naman po yan sa mga free times namin kapag po kami nakauwi na. So, within the week niyo po marireceive yung aming mga gifts. Ayan.
Yes. And of course, I also would like to again promote yung Healthwise online shop natin sa Lazada para patuloy po natin masuportahan ang ministry na to. And as soon as you purchase products available in the Healthwise online shop, natutulungan nyo po talaga ang ministry na to. At kaya po tayo namimigay ng load kasi gusto namin na makapanood kayo ng Healthwise for Christ, ng Lifting Christ, Daily Devotional at Revitalizing Christ, at saka ng Lifting Christ Kids at lahat pa ng ating mga ministries. Ayan. Online. Gusto po namin maging kalahok namin kayo. You know what? Soon enough, just to ewan ko kung preemptive ba to, pero meron tayong Lifting Christ, Revitalizing Christ, Middle East chapter. At nabubuo na po sila and they will have their own kasi sila po yung kawawa dahil sa mga time slots natin, talagang sa kanila sobrang madaling araw, but you know, praise the Lord, talaga napakabuti ng Panginoon sa mga ganitong pagkakataong lumalawak po ang ministeryo ng Panginoon. So, hindi na natin to patatagalin pa.
So, sino ang first 10 greeters natin?
Siyempre, sino? Of course, unang-una sa listahan, si Winston J. La Chica. Ayan.
Number one.
Ayun.
Then, we have Jimmy
Benelizo Jr. Ayan.
So,
Sana masabi niyo kung saan kayo place galing, no? And then Teresa Begonia, watching from Pagudpud. Ayan. And then we have Lemuel Arevalo, watching from Tagaytay. Lahat po ng mga ka-Healthwise natin sa Pagudpud at Tagaytay. Hello, hello. And one other one is Rosita Ramos, watching from Pagudpud Clinic. Ayan, maraming salamat. Ito pa po ang next 5. Violeta Rollo.
No, 6 na.
Number
next
6.
5, yeah.
Next 5.
Violeta Rollo.
And then we have Ana, watching from Angeles, Pampanga.
Hello.
Hello, May Kenny. Kapampangan po ba kayo?
At mga first time, you have additional. Just indicate that it's your first time. And ibigay din po namin yung gift namin sa mga first time. Okay?
Yes. And bibigay natin ito sa mga listeners. Next is Haidina
Nelmida.
Yun.
Okay.
And last, hindi ba? Last two.
Love Hernandez.
Yes.
And Cuenca Ed. Ayan yung first 10 greeters. Again,
first 10 greeters.
nagbe-base kami sa system na pumapasok po sa amin. Okay?
Yes.
So, yun po ang first 10 greeters. Anyway, kung mga hindi man nakaabot sa first 10, marami pa tayong maging mamaya activity.
Chances.
Yeah,
So again,
chances.
good morning kay Glenn Sebastian, Eliser Moralda, Windy Salieva, Jeneline Bautista. Ay, tama ba to? Jeneline Bautista. Okay.
Yes.
And then Eliser Morado, Windy Salieva, Lara Vera Ricamara, Kikendex Valiente, mga ano natin,
Regular, yes.
regular natin. Quaresma, ayan. Jenny Lou. And then Rachel Fiolog, ayan. Hello. And then we have Freen Fries, ayan. She's from Bagong Silang, Caloocan. Hello po sa lahat ng mga taga-Caloocan.
Tita Violeta is from Magallanes.
Ayun.
And we have Katanawan, Quezon, si Liza Recamara.
Oh, wow. Hello,
Si
yes.
Elizabeth Pulido is from Malabag. Silang, mga kababayan ko sa Silang.
Ayan, of course.
Mary Grace Tumaning.
Hello.
Tumaning family, hello.
From the Vintar, Ilocos Norte. Ayan. And Ryan Van Bueno. Hello.
Yes. Tita Melda Tumaning. Hello, yeah. Tumaning family.
Ayan.
We have Romalyn Sebastian
And then we have here Cyrene
Mojica.
Dali lang po, yung system is talagang maraming po nagme-message, pero maraming salamat. This just shows that you are indeed part of us. Jeannie Diesto from Abu Dhabi.
UAE.
Yun. Sana po part po kayo ng team na yon, no? Ng lahat po. Yan, Jenny Diesto is from UAE. Cheryl Abarca. And then
Ayan.
Elise Melanio. And then
Yung
Haidina.
pamangkin ni Pastor.
Hindi no, pamangkin ni
Pastor
Pastor.
Brian, hello!
Hello.
Haidina.
And then we have
Hindi. Sam Gaile.
Sam Gaile yan. Carmen Cosico, hello po. Ayan. And then Roselyn Namoko, ayan.
Ina, hello.
Hello, Ina. Kamusta ka na? Miss ka na namin ni Ate Jen mo. And then we have Sharon, and then Gerald. Naku, napakadami pa po.
We will greet you while we are maybe having activity later on.
But thank you so much at napakadami ninyo. Anyway, alam nyo, let's not forgive, huwag natata-delay ito. Talagang i-introduce na natin itong si Doktora. Ayan. Ito po ang ating guest speaker. Siya po ay right now, since 2018, siya po ang Vice President for Medical Affairs or Lifestyle Medicine Physician ng Plant-Based Chef
sa Gingoog Sanitarium Hospital ng Gingoog City. Hindi pa ako nakarating dyan, Doc. So I'd like to go there.
Yes. And then since 2009 until now, siya rin po ang proprietor ng proprietor siya and lifestyle medicine physician po siya. Dito po sa Panteleon Polyclinic, Barobo, Surigao del Sur. Ayan. Sa lahat mo ng mga taga Surigao nating friends dyan at ka-health-wise.
At galing din siya sa Plaza SDO o Plaza Memorial Hospital, Agusan del Sur.
Ayun. So right now, she's taking up her Master's in Business Administration sa University of the People, Pasadena, California, USA.
Naku, Doc, malapit kami sa Pasadena.
Napakalapit namin dyan. Anyway, and also she took up her culinary classes sa Roxby Online Culinary School. Ayan, for plant-based cooking courses certification.
Wow.
Kaya yung mga gusto pong magpa-certify, ayan, punta lang po kayo sa roxby.com. Ayan, nag-promote eh. Okay, tapos nagkaroon din siya ng Nutrition and Disease Professional Certification from, ikaw na magbasa nito.
Very challenging. Wagen again? I don't know. Sabihin ni Doc mamaya, ano yan, yung university na yan, no?
Basta sa Netherlands.
In Netherlands, okay? And then American College of Preventive Medicine sa Washington, D.C. Lifestyle Medicine Core Competency Program.
Yeah.
And Doctor of Health Education in
Far East Advent School of Theology International
sa Cavite.
Ayan.
And in Cebu, Doctor of Medicine. Doon pala siya nag-doktor sa Southwestern University, Cebu City.
Cebu City, ayan. And siya ay nagkuha ng pre-med niya sa AUP or Adventist University of the Philippines sa Silang, Cavite. Ayan.
Okay.
Alright, so that's all of it for Doktora. And of course, ipasok na natin si Doktora. Hi, Doktora. How are you?
Hello po.
Ayan. So excited kami ngayon, Doc, sa pag-uusapan natin this morning kasi I believe we're gonna talk about the heart at yung mga may sakit sa puso dyan. Hindi lang sakit sa puso, the physical, kundi ang mga heartbroken, na mga binasted.
Ganun ba yun? Kasama ba yun? Hindi Anyway, this is season 5, episode 3, Lifestyle Medicine at its Best and Cooking Demo with Chef Lorna, of course. Hindi mawawala si Chef. And ang title or topic natin is Eating with a Healthy Heart.
Wow.
Napakaganda ng topic natin.
Okay, so makinig po kayo kasi later magkakaroon naman tayo ng activity or quiz at we will give prizes again.
Take note. Ayan po. So while Doktora is showing up or sharing her screen, and Doktora, would you like to greet anyone? Ayan. May gusto po kayo?
Gusto ko i-greet yung plant-based chef ko sa Hingawag Sanitarian Hospital, si Ma'am Dana Ucabladesma. At saka yung sister ko, yung another chef sa Hingawag Sanitarian Hospital, si Ate Joy Ibanez Burda.
Hello.
And syempre, yung aming plant-based na chef din and nutritionist, si Ma'am Jassy Apa.
Hello.
Sabi nila, nagbilin talaga sila sa akin eh. Kailangan daw talaga na batiin ko sila.
Ayun.
Pero yung plant-based cooking, naku, usong-uso ngayon yan dahil marami talaga nagkakasakit.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And even here in America, maraming plant-based
Yeah.
culinary din, especially in California too.
Yes.
Ayan.
All right, Dr. So yung slides niyo, if you could, so I could assist you a little bit, and then the floor will be yours.
Ayan, so habang nag-aano si Doc,
Ayan, yung mga ating mga greeters. Naku, ipa-flash na lang natin habang hinihintay natin.
From Cagayan, ito. Si
Ayun.
Maribeth Vidal, hello!
Ayan.
Ayan.
All right, Doctor, if you're ready, let me know so I could show your screen, and then we can start.
Okay, ready na po.
Yun! Okay, the floor is yours, Doctora.
Okay, so very romantic yung ating ngayon, no? Ating topic ngayon, eating with a healthy heart, no? See how your romance with food affects your heart one day at a time. So I'm Dr. Jocelyn Panteleon, and I'm very, very happy to share my services and my knowledge with you this morning. So let's start the ball rolling. So, yung romantic natin na relationship with food, no? Explain natin yan, no? Corny, no? Romance. Kasi heart kasi no? So, in our society, yung relationship natin with food, it's not just, adding more fuel to our body. It's often how we express ourselves and how we share our lives together. Diba? Especially sa Filipino culture, walang event na walang kainan. Food has its place in the foundation of relationships. Whether we're dining out for our first date, to breaking up, ayan, sige, pag-trip ka ng pagkain kasi broken-hearted ka. Tapos, pag meron kang dinadala ka ng friend mo para sa meal kasi blow out ka niya, first niya ng mga nasahod sa trabaho niya, or pag may celebrate ka na big event, or pag meron kang nagmo-mourn ka sa loss ng somebody, yung food nandiyan, no? So talagang grabe, no? Kumbaga, nandun talaga yung romantic relationship natin sa food kung iisipin nyo, no? Pero nga lang, unlike yung giging choosy natin, no? When it comes dun sa mga potential partners natin sa buhay natin, the way we choose our food is quite different. Kung sa pag-partner natin, ay ayoko niyan kasi hindi siya masyadong matalino. Ay ayoko niyan, ganyan. Kumbaga marami kang naiisip ka agad na ayaw mo sa isang tao kaya ayaw mo siyang mahalin, di ba, no? Okay. Pero bakit ganun? Pagdating sa food, kakaiba yung mga preferences natin, determinants natin para i-prefer natin yung isang food over the other. So let's see, ano ba yung mga, especially sa Filipinos, ano ba yung ginagamit nating determinants pag naghahanap tayo ng pagkain? Okay, so yung 3 determinants natin of our food preference is number 1, ano yung pinakamura, di ba? No? So, kaya gusto natin kumain ng kwek-kwek, gusto natin kumain ng fishball, gusto natin kumain ng isaw, gusto natin kumain ng Adidas, di ba? Yung mga nasa tabi-tabi, it's because mura siya, kayang-kaya. Number 2, ano yung pinakamasarap? Di ba? No? So, kaya gustong-gusto natin pumunta sa Jollibee, gusto natin pumunta sa McDonald's, kasi masarap. Di ba? Cheap na, masarap pa. No? And lastly, yung pinakamadaling makuha, yung most convenient. Kaya gustong-gusto natin mga pre-package na mga foods galing sa grocery na papainitin lang, okay na. O kaya yung pupunta tayo sa turo-turo na itong gusto ko, diretso lalagay sa plato mo, kakain ka na lang. No? And because of these 3 determinants for food preferences, marami sa mga tao, especially those who are into the standard American diet, kahit mga Pinoy tayo, since may influence tayo ng mga Amerikano, unfortunately and sadly, nandun din tayo, gumagawa din tayo ng standard American diet, or simply sad, ang sabi nila. Sad nga, kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng sakit. And we tend to overconsume some foods and have some shortfalls in other nutrients. Sabi nga ng 2010 Dietary Guidelines for Americans. So, anong sabi nung guideline? Yung mga overconsumed food components daw natin usually is yung added sugar, calories, cholesterol, saturated fat, sodium, and trans fat. Tama? No? O, yun talaga yung usual nating ginagawa. No? So tingnan natin ngayon, ano ba yung mga number 1, top 5 culprits, no? Pagdating sa mga overconsumed food components. Number 1, yung added sugars. So, sa top of the list is yung soda, no? Yung grain-based desserts, no? Yung donuts, yung cakes, yung cookies, yan yung mga grain-based desserts natin. Food-flavored drinks, no? Ay, sabi, Doc, nutritious kaya yan kasi galing yan sa fruits. Oh, pero wala na siyang fiber. So, puro sugar na lang siya. So, it's considered added sugar lang talaga, no? Yung mga dairy desserts and candies, no? Okay, next, calories. So, pagdating sa American diet, ano ba yung mga number 1, top 5 sources ng calories natin? Number 1, grain-based desserts na naman din, di ba, no? Kumbaga sabi, hindi lang yan sa Amerika, di ba ngayon, mahilig tayong kumain na ng Krispy Kreme, Jacobs, yung mga ganyan, mga donuts, Dunkin' Donuts, Mr. Donuts, ayan. Tapos yung mga, yung mga prepackaged natin na foods ng mga inipit, yan, di ba? Mga grain-based desserts yan, and mostly, yun yung nakakapag, bigay sa atin ng pinakamataas na calories. Number 2, yung bread. Diba? Number 3, chicken. Number 4, sweetened beverages. Number 5, pizza. Sa mga Pinoy na taga-Pilipinas, I'm sure may isa pa, rice, no? Yung white rice especially, kasi syempre tinanggal na yung mga fiber nun, puro na lang natira yung starch na component ng rice, and then sobrang dami tayo kung kumain, no? Minsan, kulang yung isang bandehado, 2 bandehado, 3 bandehado, especially pag masarap yung ulam. So, nagkakaroon tayo ng overconsumption ng calories. Next, saturated fat. Anong pinakamatindi dito sa saturated fat? Yung cheese, no? And then the pizza. Pwede nga magka-partner itong cheese and pizza, no? Lalo na yung stretchy, gooey na mozzarella cheese sa ibabaw ng pizza. Wow, ang sarap na pag natamad na tayong magluto. Ay, magbili na lang tayo ng take-out na pizza. Yun. So, nangyayari is kain tayo ng mga saturated fats. Andiyan na naman yung grain-based desserts, no? And then, nandiyan na naman yung dairy desserts and the chicken. Tama? No, next, sodium. Ito pa, isa. Ang sarap talaga ng maalat. Di ba, no? Pag kunyari, especially sa mga babae, pag malapit na mag-menstruation, naghahanap ka ng, sarap kumain ng maalat, no? Yung may cravings ka, no? And yung number 1 pala, no? Hindi mo isipin. Kasi hindi mo naman halos matikman yung bread. So, yung pinakamataas na source ng sodium sa American diet. The chicken, the pizza, the pasta, and the cold cuts, no? Sa atin siguro yan, hindi yan yung mga barbecue natin, di ba? Yung mga delata natin, siguro yan yung pwede natin sabihin na napakataas din ng sodium. And, syempre, ano pa ba yun? Noodles, di ba na? Okay, kung iisipin mo, yung tinignan ko nga isang maliit na lata ng beef loaf. Nakatingin ako doon, tinignan ko, ilang servings to? Ay, 3 palang servings. Sa isang serving, tinignan ko, meron 500 plus na sodium, 500 milligrams. So, ibig sabihin, 3 servings yung isang lata, times 3. So, ibig sabihin, 1,005. Do you know that pag sa merong kang high blood, ang limit mo, sa usual na tao, yung walang high blood, ang limit mo is around mga 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. Pero, pag ikaw ay may high blood, kalahati lang yan dapat ang kinakain mo per day kasi may high blood ka. And yet, pag kumain ka ng beef loaf, syempre, pag konti lang yung kinain mo, bitin, di ba? So, kakainin mo yung isang buong lata pag kumain ka. And imagine, isang meal mo pa lang, naubos mo na kaagad yung requirement mo ng sodium mo sa isang buong araw. No? So, talagang grabe yung overconsumption natin ng sodium. No? Next, sa mga kabataan, yung sodium is yung, hindi lang to nandito sa list na to, syempre, mga junk foods natin, di ba? Next, okay. Trans fat, ito pang isa, no? So, yan na naman, lagi, no? Yung grain-based processed foods, no? Oh, so ibig sabihin yung mga cakes natin, yung mga pastries natin, ito talagang kung gusto natin na maging mas healthier yung heart natin, dahil lagi nating nababanggit itong mga grain-based processed foods, medyo palayaw na talaga tayo sa Bisaya pa, or medyo iwanan na natin ng dahan-dahan kasi kung gusto natin na ma-preserve yung health ng heart natin. Number 2, ayan na naman yung animal products, margarine, masarap pa naman to. So, especially sa mga Pinoy na bumibili ng mga pancakes sa tabi-tabi, yung nilalagay na margarine sa ibabaw, no? Di ba? Ang sarap. French fries, and potato and corn chips and popcorn. Ayan, yung mga trans fats natin, no? So, okay. So, isa-share ko to sa inyo, no? Actually, ito yung isa sa mga lectures ko nung nag-aaral pa ako ng lifestyle medicine, ano? Sabi dito, no? These diseases must be due to our genetic inheritance na iniisip natin mostly yung mga problema sa heart, diabetes, di ba? Yung cancer, ay doc, kaya kami nagkaganito kasi, at saka high blood, di ba? No? Kasi kaya kami nagkaganito, inheritance namin, namana lang namin sa parents namin, ganyan. Pero don't you know that before yung turn ng 20th century, yung mga lolo't lola natin, wala naman silang ganitong mga sakit eh. So, bakit ngayong generation natin, sobrang taas? Ano bang nangyayari? Doon pa lang makoconclude natin na yung mga turn of events na to, it's not because of our genes. It's because of our lifestyle practices which are potentially preventable supposedly yung mga sakit na to. Let's see, ano ba itong mga diseases na to supposedly preventable? And you will be amazed. The number one disease that is preventable is your heart problem, the ischemic heart disease, no? Makikita niyo pa to sa listahan to, although hindi siya kasama sa topic natin, pero it's really good to know na imagine, gallbladder disease is preventable pala pag maganda ang lifestyle mo. Appendicitis. Do you know that sa mga countries na halos plant-based yung diet nila, almost non-existent din yung appendicitis sa kanila. Yung diverticular disease, cancer of the colon and the rectum, even hemorrhoids, di ba? Akala na, ay kasi kumain ka na maanghang kaya ka nagka-hemorrhoids. No, it's not because of the maanghang kaya ka nagka-hemorrhoids. It's because halos wala kang kinakain na fiber kasi lagi kang kumakain ng meat. No? Yung varicose veins, imagine, tingnan nyo yung mga binti nyo ngayon. Tingnan nyo, may mga varicose veins ba kayo? Most probably, yung mga nagkakaroon talaga ng mga varicosity sa mga binti nila, yung mahilig din kumain ng masyadong, unhealthy diet, yung madaming saturated fats, madaming trans fats, no? Yan sila yung nagkakaroon ng mga sakit na ganyan. Yung hernia, and even, syempre, yes, obesity. So we have to blame it on the diet, no? The major dietary changes that followed the Industrial Revolution were a reduction in the starch foods. Tama? Hindi na tayo ngayon, kung dati yung mga lolo't lola natin, pag nag-snack sila or nagutom sila, anong kinakain nila? Nilagang mais, nilagang kamote, tapos yung nilagang kamoting kahoy, di ba? Ganyan yung mga kain nila. And these are all starchy foods. Iniisip natin ngayon, especially yung mga matataba ngayon, na kailangan kong magbawas ng rice, kailangan kong magbawas ng ganito, ng ganyan, ng pagkain ng mga carbohydrates. It's because gusto kong pumayat. But in reality pala, kaya pala tayo nagkakaganito is because drastically binawasan natin yung pagkain natin ng starchy foods na healthy. And as a result, especially sa mga plant-based foods, no, na whole food, mataas ang fiber niyan. And as a result, pag iniwasan natin yan, anong ipapalit natin para mabusog tayo, kakain tayo ng mas madaming animal fats, salt, at yung mga processed na mga sugar sources natin. Okay, so let's go to ischemic heart disease. Ischemic heart disease is the world's biggest killer, no? And it is responsible for 16% of the world's total deaths. Imagine, even in the Philippines, talagang ang ischemic heart disease ang number one cause ng death sa Pilipinas. Kahit pa may COVID na ngayon, no? Mataas pa rin ang statistics ng ischemic heart disease. Yun nga nakakalungkot na ang government natin gumagastos ng malaki para i-prevent na ang mga tao magkaroon ng COVID. And yet they almost do they do so little, di ba, no? Pagdating sa ischemic heart disease, if only they have put their attention, yung as much as attention that they gave to COVID, dun sa pag-treat ng ischemic heart disease sa Pilipinas, I believe mas maraming hindi mamamatay. Diba? No? Because it's 16% of the world's total death ang galing sa ischemic heart disease. So, paano ba nangyayari itong ischemic heart disease na to? No? Per definition, ischemic heart disease is a condition in which imbalance between the oxygen dun sa muscles ng heart at saka dun sa demand ng heart at saka ng body is nagkakaroon ng imbalance. And most often, ang cause nito is what? Yung atherosclerosis. What is atherosclerosis? This is the fatty deposit na galing doon sa mga cholesterol, yung bang sebo at saka sa mga mantika na pinakakain mo. And this results doon sa partial or total blockage ng mga ugat mo sa heart. And as a result, nagkakaroon ng lesser oxygen doon sa muscles ng heart mo. At nagkakaroon ng accumulation ng mga waste products na galing sa metabolism ng heart muscles mo. So, yun ang ischemic heart disease, And do you know that in some countries, halos non-existent ang ischemic heart disease? Yes, it's true. Ito ay isang maliit na parang snippet galing sa International Journal of Epidemiology 2012, and they've noted na yung sa population sa Africa, sa Uganda, yung coronary heart disease, which is form of ischemic heart disease, is almost non-existent. What? Halos lahat na buong mundo nagkakaroon na nagsasuffer na sa ischemic heart disease, and yet there is a country na halos walang ischemic heart disease. At alam niyo kung bakit? Let's see. Ano bang ginagawa ng mga taong to? Bakit wala silang ischemic heart disease? Because their diet is centered around whole food, plant-based foods. Because third world country sila, Wala silang pera, wala silang pambili ng fast food, Hindi interesadong mag-invest sa kanila si McDonald's. Ang nangyari, isang staple food nila is green plantain, sweet potatoes, steamed in banana leaves, cassava, yams, maize, millet. Yun yung mga pagkain nila, Not to mention yung pumpkins nila, yung tomatoes nila, yung green leafy vegetables nila. At yun ang nangyari. At meron pa sila impulses yung mga beans nila, yung mga legumes na ginagawa nila, yung groundnuts, yung cereals, yun yung kinakain nila. And if you will notice, halos hindi sila kumakain ng anything from animal products. Just like in the Philippines before, bago pa dumating ang mga Amerikano. Diba? Yung mga lolo't lola natin, kailan lang sila nakakain ng inihaw na manok? Pag may piyesta, pag nagkaroon ng special event sa bahay nila. Pero most of the time, they're only eating plant-based foods. At yun yung dahilan kung bakit 90 plus na si Lola, ugod-ugod na, buhay pa din si Lola. And yet tayo, 40 plus, inaatake na tayo sa puso. And yet tayo, 40 plus pa lang or 30 plus, meron na tayong high blood. I even have patients sa clinic ko na even if 19 years old or early 20s, meron ng high blood, meron ng diabetes. It's because of the diet. Diba? So, let's see here. Ano ba yung cholesterol levels na marereflect pag ikaw ay healthy? So, dito nakita nila sa study na sa mga Africans na ito na galing sa Uganda, 166, 145 to 166 lang yung kanilang serum cholesterol level. No, ito yung total cholesterol. And yet, anong iniisip niyo? Pag kunyari, sino ba sa inyo nakapagpa-check na ng mga laboratory nila, especially the total cholesterol, di ba? Makikita mo doon na ang abnormal na yung very high level is above 200. Less than 200, they say it's normal na. Normal nga ba? Okay. Let's see. So, this is a comparison, no? Diba nakita natin yung sa taga-Uganda kanina na levels nila ng cholesterol. Let's see, pagdating sa mga diet, so sa omnivores, makikita natin ang average ng level ng cholesterol ng mga omnivores or those who eat vegetables and meat have a total cholesterol level of 208, di ba? That's give and take 49, di ba? Pero pag ikaw ay sabi, magda-diet na ako, magda-vegetarian na ako, gusto kong maging lacto-ovo na lang, so ibig sabihin, kakain na lang ako ng milk at saka ng eggs. Let's see. Ang level na usual nila is 175. Pero pag lacto na lang na vegetarian, wala na yung ovo, ibig sabihin milk and vegetables na lang, then it goes down to 164. But if you prefer na i-leave out na lahat ng animal products, that includes i-leave out mo na yung milk at saka yung eggs, then you will realize na yung cholesterol mo bababa ng 140 plus na lang. Okay? I've seen so many patients na nangyaring ganito sa clinic ko na at first, at the start, pumunta sila sa akin, mga 300 plus yung cholesterol nila kasi grabe na mga yung mga talagang masasarap yung kinakain nila. And sabi ko sa kanila, okay, balik ka ng after 1 month. At lo and behold, pagbalik nila, the usual na mga cholesterol nila is makikita mong 130 plus, 140 plus. Yung medyo mataas-taas na makikita mo, nag-cut into half pagbalik nila sa akin, 160 plus, 170 plus. No? And most of the time, wala naman akong dinadagdag halos na gamot sa kanila. I only give them the dietary advice na, please leave this out, please leave this out. Tingnan mo kung bababa yung cholesterol mo. And lo and behold, talagang bumababa siya. No? Okay. So, eto, yung i-compare natin dun sa other plant-based populations, no? Ano ba yung effect sa kanila pag plant-based din yung pagkain nila? Sabi dito, coronary artery disease, yung PAD, no, is virtually absent in cultures that eat plant-based diets such as the Tarahumara Indians of northern Mexico, the Papua Highlanders of New Guinea, the inhabitants of the rural China and the Central Africa. Hundreds of thousands of rural Chinese live for years without a single documented myocardial infarction. Myocardial infarction is atake sa puso. Imagine, no? Meron palang ganong lugar na hindi sila nakakatikim ng atake sa puso. And sa rural China, for example, no, sa Guizhou County, where there were no recorded coronary artery deaths for males less than 64 years old, among populations of 246,000 males during a 3-year observation period. Imagine, almost 250,000 yung population sa county na yon. And yet, ni isa, wala silang recorded na problema sa heart, especially sa mga lalaki. And this county belongs to the rural China. Diba? So, makikita talaga natin dito na sa mga epidemiological studies na ito, na makikita natin na totoo nga pala, no? Pag ang diet preference mo is more of whole food plant-based, no? Walang mantika, halos walang taba na galing, walang cholesterol na galing sa mga hayop, then eventually, bumababa yung chances or yung risk factor mo sa coronary artery disease, no? Okay. So, ito pa isa, less than 1,000 na incidence case, no? Coronary artery disease in larger series of 1,328 consecutive necropsies carried out by various members of the staff at the same hospital over a period of 5.5 years, and which includes previous series, there were 7 cases only of coronary thrombosis or myocardial infarction, and 1 case in which the diagnosis of ischemic heart disease was considered tenable. Ano? Ilan lang yon sa 1,328 na mga necropsies nila, ilan lang yung cases nila ng coronary thrombosis? Only 7 cases. Sobrang liit, no? Ito pa, tingnan natin dito. And, sabi dito, in a two-way age and sex match comparisons of 632 cases, only 1, or which is 0.2% of the Uganda Negroes had myocardial infarction. Imagine, doon sa 632 na yon, supposedly ilan dapat ang rate? Di ba 16% sa world population? And yet, here is a population that only exceeds 0.2% ng myocardial infarction. No? Yun yung mga taga-Uganda. Among the American white patients, there were 136 cases of myocardial infarction or atake sa puso, which is equivalent to how many? 22%. Imagine the difference. Yun sa mga itim, 0.2%. Doon sa mga puti, 22%. Why? It is because sa diet nila. Because the American white patients were eating the SAD diet or the standard American diet. Okay. So, the only infarct no, na nakita nila doon sa Uganda among the 1,427 patients over 40 years of age was a small healed one. No? So, ibig sabihin sa 1,400 plus na pasyente, isa lang yung nagkaroon ng myocardial infarction, gumaling pa, na-heal pa. Siguro, ang nangyari daw dito, narinig ko dito sa case na to is pumunta siya or kumain siya, nag-change siya ng location, na-change yung diet niya, bumalik uli sa usual diet yung pasyente. Kaya na-heal yung problema niya sa heart. Okay. So how could it be that our leading cause of death was almost unheard of in Uganda? Myocardial infarction is almost unheard of clinically among Uganda Negroes. However, physicians are quite familiar with the disease because of the high incidence among immigrants to Uganda. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga natives sa Uganda, they are very, very healthy, no? Sa heart-wise na pag-uusapan. And yet, those immigrants na dumating lang sa Uganda, dahil dala-dala pa nila yung diet nila doon sa lupang sinilangan nila, sila yung nagkakaroon ng problema sa heart. Okay. So, this is a statement, no, by one of the cardiologists in the American Heart Association, Dr. Roberts, no? Dr. Roberts is convinced that the disease has a single cause. Diba? Nakikita natin pag nag-usap tayo ng, ano ba pwede makakos ng heart, inisip natin, ay, genetics, ay, dahil siguro tumatanda na siya, ay, siguro dahil sa inflammation, siguro dahil nasisigarilyo siya, siguro dahil may high blood siya, siguro dahil may diabetes siya, or overweight siya, or inactive siya, or stressed siya, no? Pero sabi ni Dr. Roberts, he is a well-respected cardiologist sa American Heart Association. Sabi niya, Dr. Roberts is convinced that the disease has a single cause, namely, ano yan? Cholesterol, and that the other so-called atherosclerotic risk factors are only contributory at most. Ibig sabihin, kung hindi mataas ang cholesterol, wala ding magagawa yun para makakos ng atherosclerosis. In other words, if the serum total cholesterol is 90 to 140 milligrams per deciliter, ilan yung usual natin nakikita sa lab result natin pag tumitingin tayo? 200 and above, di ba? No? And yet, here's one study, no, which was published in the American Heart Association that says, hindi dapat less than 200 lang. We should pull it down, go lower, and that is 90 only to 100 milligrams per deciliter. There is no evidence that cigarette smoking, systemic hypertension, diabetes mellitus, inactivity, or obesity produces atherosclerotic plaques. Hypercholesterolemia, which is yung mataas na cholesterol, is the only direct atherosclerotic risk factor. The others are only indirect. Wow! No? Grabe, very, very strong na statement, di ba? Having a normal cholesterol in a country where it's normal to die of heart disease, it was not appreciated that the average blood cholesterol level in the US, the so-called normal level, was actually abnormal. Di ba sabi natin na less than 200? Normal na yun. No, it's not. It's still actually abnormal. It was accelerating atherogenesis and putting a large fraction of the so-called normal population at a high risk for coronary heart disease. No? So, bakit ganun sila? Di ba, no? Dok, bakit ganun? Sabi ng doktor ko, basta less than 200 na yung cholesterol ko, okay na yun. Ngayon sinasabi mo sa akin, dapat pala 90 to 140. Bakit ganun ang nangyayari? Ano bang nangyayari sa mga doctors? Ba't ganun yung recommendation nila, no? And I will discuss it later, no? So, sabi nila dito, almost 75% of heart attack patients fell within the recommended targets of the LDL cholesterol, demonstrating that the current guidelines may not be low enough to cut heart attack risks. No, ibig sabihin yung sinasabi nila ng mga levels ng cholesterol natin, hindi pa pala yun yung optimum ng cholesterol. Dapat pa natin i-pull down. Sabi nila, pag less than 100 na sa cholesterol level ng LDL, which is a bad cholesterol, okay na yan. No, it's not. No? makikita mo na 75% ng mga pasyente na nagkaroon ng atake sa puso, nandun pa rin sa level na sinasabi nilang normal yung LDL, yung bad cholesterol na LDL. When in reality pala, pwede pa nating mahila pababa ng less than 70 milligrams per deciliter yung level ng cholesterol nila para makapasok sila sa safe range na hindi sila mag-aatake sa puso. So, what level should we shoot for? Atherosclerosis is endemic in our population in part because of the average person's LDL. Ito yung bad cholesterol. Level is approximately twice the normal physiologic level. Okay? Tingnan natin dito, ha? So, the optimal LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, may be only 50 to 70 para maging optimal yung LDL level mo. Accumulating data from multiple lines of evidence consistently demonstrate that the physiologically normal LDL level and the threshold for atherosclerosis development and coronary heart disease events are approximately 50 to 70 lang. So kung 100 plus ka pa sa LDL, you're not still in the safe range. Ibaba mo para hindi ka magkaroon ng atake sa puso. The LDL levels of a healthy neonate are even today in 30 to 70 milligrams per deciliter range. Ibig sabihin ng neonates, yung kakalabas pa lang sa tiyan ng mami nila, pag kinuha mo sila ng LDL levels, 30 to 70 milligrams per deciliter lang yung LDL nila mostly. That is, except na lang kung yung mami mismo grabe kumain ng makolesterol. Kasi yung kolesterol na kinakain niya, magta-transfer yung papunta doon sa placenta, papunta doon sa pusod ng bata, papunta sa bata mismo. At paglabas ng bata, may first stage of atherosclerosis na siya. So ang mami, kung buntis ka, huwag kang kumain ng mamantika at makolesterol. Prefer whole food plant-based diet for your baby because who knows, sa sobrang kain mo ng sobrang sarap, hindi pa lumalabas si baby, meron na siyang first stage of atherosclerosis. Yun yung nagbuo na yung mga sebo dun sa ugat niya sa heart. And sino ang pwedeng sisihin? Si baby? Diba? Okay, so kung i-compare pa natin, how about yung mga wild adult primates, yung mga matching, yung mga gorillas? Tingnan natin, ano yung LDL levels nila. Sabi dito, wild adult primates show LDL levels of approximately 40 to 80 milligrams per deciliter. O, ilan yung sa atin? Usually nakalagay 100, di ba? No? Per dito, 40 to 80 lang pala. In fact, modern humans are the only adult mammals, excluding some domesticated animals, no? Siyempre, yung aso mo nakikikain palagi ng pagkain mo, yung mga scraps na galing sa mesa mo, kinakain ng alagang aso. Kaya pag obese yung pasyente, tanong mo, pati sigurado aso, obese din yan. Okay? So, excluding some domesticated animals with a mean LDL level over 80 milligrams per deciliter and a total cholesterol of over 160 milligrams per deciliter. No? So, ano uli yung optimal level? It should be around 50 to 70 only. Okay? So, let's see. Makikita natin dito na pwede palang mag-regress ang atherosclerosis at o yung plaques na nandun sa ugat sa heart mo, no? Yung atherosclerosis progression varies directly with low-density lipoprotein. Ibig sabihin, mas bumaba yung varies directly, ibig sabihin mas bumaba yung LDL levels mo, yung risk mo for atherosclerosis o yung plaque formation sa ugat sa heart is bumababa din. This regression line indicates that atherosclerosis does not progress if LDL is 67 naman sa study na to, no? 67 milligrams per deciliter or below. Okay? Sabing ganon. If such a goal was created, the great scourge of the Western world will be essentially eliminated. Therefore, in my view, sabi dito ni Dr. William Roberts, the goal for all populations, not just those with heart attacks, strokes, diabetes mellitus, and non-coronary atherosclerotic events must be an LDL cholesterol of less than 100 milligrams per deciliter and ideally 70 milligrams per deciliter. If such a goal was created, the great scourge of the Western world will be essentially eliminated. Grabe, no? Sabi dito. So, why don't the guidelines reflect this? Diba? Sabi mo, Dok, ganito yung sinasabi ng doktor, ito yung makikita ko pag tinignan ko yung lab results ko. Pero, bakit hindi natin nakikita sa guidelines doon? The reason given for not advocating lower levels was that it might frustrate the public who would have difficulty maintaining a lower level. It's because the doctors themselves don't know how to instruct their patients how to lower their cholesterol level. And dahil yun na nga, di ba, every doctor should be a walk the talk doctor. And yet most of the doctors nowadays, I'm sorry to tell na kami mismo ay nahihirapang magsabi sa inyo, it's because kami mismo hindi gumagawa ng laws of health. And it's very, very unfortunate for us. Kaya hindi natin natutulungan ang general public. So, sabi dito, can achieve target by reducing intake of trans fat, saturated fat, and cholesterol as much as possible. Kailangan i-reduce natin yan, no? And kung kaya pa natin na yung intake natin, gawin na natin 0%, mas makokontrol natin yung LDL cholesterol natin, no? Sabi pa dito, both artificial and natural sources of trans fat may increase cardiovascular disease risk. The present study supports that trans fatty acids intake irrespective of source, no? So, ibig sabihin, di ba ano ba yung mga fats na to? Yung hydrogenated fat. Saan yan nakukuha? Usually sa mga baked products yan, di ba? Yung mga breads, nilalagyan nila ng hydrogenated fat kasi the more na mas madaming hydrogenated fat, tama ba yung Chef Lorna? The more na mas madaming hydrogenated fat, mas magiging malambot yung bread mo, di ba? No? So, gustong-gusto nila na palambutin yung malinamnam pag kinagat yung bread. Kaya, kala natin, inosente yung itsura ng mga breads natin. And yet, pag tinanong mo, ano ba pong laman ng bread na yun? Kung marunong ka magluto ng bread, you will realize na most breads na niluluto is madaming mantika or taba, madaming gatas, madaming itlog. And those are sources of fat and cholesterol, no? And can increase your cardiovascular risk. Do you know that your cholesterol target is achievable through diet alone? Yung iba, ay, sige na lang, okay lang yan, kakain ako ng masarap kasi meron naman akong simvastatin, meron naman akong atorvastatin. Pero, do you know that you can achieve your cholesterol target by having a healthy diet alone? Sabi dito, for plaque progression to cease, it appears that the serum total cholesterol needs to be lowered to 150 milligrams per deciliter. In other words, your serum total cholesterol must be lower to that of the average pure vegetarian. Di ba yun yung vegan? Yung mga 140 plus lang yung total cholesterol? Because relatively, few persons are willing to abide by the vegetarian lifestyle. Lipid-lowering drugs are required in most to reach the 150 milligram per deciliter level. Kaya yun, no? Kaya nangyari is, nagbibigay na lang din kami ng mga simvastatin, atorvastatin, no? Yan, para at least mapababa yung, yung cholesterol ng pasyente. And this is a comparison of different studies, no? Mga observational studies showing that eating a plant-based diet can indeed lower cholesterol levels. And the best way to manage coronary artery disease o yung problema sa heart, the best way to manage coronary artery disease in your clinic is to, lower your patient's LDL cholesterol and triglyceride level. Yung triglyceride, isa pa yung bad cholesterol, and get rid of all the major atherogenic particles. You can achieve this with diet plus drug therapy. Pwede iresetahan yung pasyente. But if you can do it with a vegetarian diet, it works. Ano yun? It works even better. It won't take long before patients with symptoms tell you how much better they will feel. So, Doc, plant-based. Lahat ba? Basta plant-based, okay na yan? Pwede nang kainin? Let's see. What kind of plant-based diet are we going to have para ma-reverse natin yung problema natin sa heart? Ano sabi dito? High fiber vegetable diet intake, no? Yung mga kumakain ng high fiber vegetable diet, it has the largest reduction in their LDL cholesterol and greatest fecal bile output, fecal bulk, and fecal short-chain fatty acid outputs. Ano ibig sabihin? Yung pag lumabas yung bile, yung maganda yung bile output mo, hindi ka magkakaroon ng gallstone, di ba na? Okay, actually nga speaking of gallstone, meron akong pasyente sa Hingoog Sanitarium na may gallstone siya. Sabi ko, pa-operahan mo na yan. Kasi talagang laging sumasakit. Pero sabi niya, Dok, wala pa akong pera. Okay, sige. Ito muna gawin natin para hindi sumakit palagi yung gallstone mo, no? Kasi talagang masakit yun. Talagang yung tipong mapapaikot-ikot ka at mapapabend ka talaga sobrang sakit. Kasi parang stop-start siya ng sakit. Ang tawag namin is colicky pain, no? Sobrang sakit yun. So, pinascribean ko siya na ito yung plant-based diet na para sa'yo, ha? Itong kakainin mo lang, itong mga iiwasan mo. Okay, ganyan. So, madalit sabi, yung pasyente nito kasi is medyo kulang sa time, sasabihin natin, pero kulang sa pera. No? So, sabi niya, Dok, hindi mo na ako, wala din daw siyang pera na pambili talaga ng gamot. So, yun, ang diet talaga yung binigay namin sa kanya. And lo and behold, alam mo, after 1 month, dala kasi ako nag-absent ako, nang nakausap niya yung social worker namin, sabi niya gano'n, Ma'am, sabi niya gano'n, after 1 month, sabi niya, hindi nila siguro ako pupunta kay Doc, hindi naman masakit yung tiyan ko. Wala na akong atake yung sa gallbladder ko. And after 3 months, pagsilip niya ulit, lo and behold, nawala na yung gallstones niya. No? So, I don't know kung meron sa yung cases na ganito. Maybe this already only ng special case. But pag kumain ka ng high fiber diet, apparently, no, talagang merong explanation kasi yung bile mo nakaka-secrete na natutuno na niya yung mga taba, no? Nafa-flash out niya kasi mas healthy talaga pag high fiber vegetable intake yung ginagamit mo sa diet mo. Okay. So, cholesterol reduction, no? Pag ikaw baka ay kumain ng high fiber na plant-based diet, no? Ano bang maging effect nun? Pwede ba natin i-compare siya sa pag-inom ng mga atorvastatin, ng mga simvastatin, ng mga rosuvastatin? Sabi dito, yung pagkain mo ng healthy resulted in a cholesterol-reducing equivalent to a therapeutic dose of a statin, the standard therapy for hyperlipidemia. So kasi pag nakakita kami ng pasyente na mataas yung cholesterol, binibigyan namin niya ng anti-cholesterol. And yet, dito sa study nito, makikita natin na yung palang effect ng pagkakaroon ng high fiber diet is the same ang effect niya doon sa uminom ng anti-cholesterol. Ito yung tinatawag namin na portfolio diet, no? Na ginawa nilang study. Yung isa ay kumain ng low-fat, starch-based, vegetable-based diet at yung isa naman uminom ng anti-cholesterol. You will see na dito sa study na to, makikita na ang effect nung uminom ng yung diet, no? Na may kumain ng diet na walang halong cholesterol, plant-based is almost the same sa kumain ay uminom ng gamot, no? Okay. So, do you know that sa isang dun sa tinatawag natin na lifestyle heart trial na pinablish sa isang medical journal na tinatawag na Lancet. This is one of the most respected na mga medical journals in the medical world. At sinasabi nila dito na pag nag-change ka ng diet mo, hindi lang na-prevent yung disease, ng heart disease, no? It can even reverse, no? Yung mga nagbara-bara na mga ugat. Okay? So, mamaya i-discuss natin paano ba nangyari to. So, hindi lang pala preventive yung diet natin to. It can actually heal you little by little pag nag-change ka ng diet. So, ang tanong, Doc, naka-focus tayo palagi sa cholesterol, no? Is high cholesterol level the only culprit to heart disease? Kasi may nakita ko, may nabasa akong isang statement, isang doctor na nakita ko sa internet na it doesn't matter kung anong kinakain mo, okay lang yan. Nasa genetics lang yan kung ano yung napoproduce ng katawan mo cholesterol, yun yung magiging level ng cholesterol mo, no? Yun nga ba, no? Tingnan natin, ha? Kung ang cholesterol lang ba ang nakakapag-cause ng heart disease. Meet timaw. Ano ba tong timaw na to, no? At pag tinuturo ko doon sa workers sanitarium para maalala nila kung anong timaw, para siyang mamaw o yung monster, no? Okay. Timaw or the trimethylamine N oxide or timaw is a small colorless amine oxide generated from choline, betaine, and carnitine. Carnitine, may maalala kayong mga supplements or food products na may carnitine. Okay, pwede ba tayong magsabi dito ng mga pangalan? Yung isang popular na juice drink na pampabadayet, ano to? Fit and Right, it has L-carnitine, di ba? Mayroon pang isang food supplement na pampapayat daw, it has also L-carnitine. Healthy ba talaga tong carnitine na to? No, ba't lagi pa nila nilalagay? But you know what? Carnitine, choline, betaine, once they reach your gut, at nagkaroon ng interaction dun sa mga good bacteria or bad bacteria dun sa gut mo, nagkakaroon ng metabolism at nag-accumulate to, no? Okay, tapos ina-absorb siya ng katawan natin. Let's see what happens, no? So, pag nag-consume tayo ng food products na nag-contain ng L-carnitine, ng choline, ng lecithin, no? Minepetabolize siya ng gut microbiota nato. Ibig sabihin, yung mga bacteria dun sa ating bituka, and kino-convert nila sa TMA. And after na ma-absorb yung TMA na yan, kino-convert uli yan ng enzymes ng liver natin sa timaw, no? Okay, yung timaw na yan, even if hindi mataas yung cholesterol mo, no? Kaya ka nagkakaroon pa rin ng atherosclerosis at saka iba pang mga inflammatory disease is because it triggers the formation of your atherosclerosis. Even in the face na mababa yung cholesterol mo. So, does it mean na pag kunyari, ay okay lang yan, di naman talaga tataas yung cholesterol mo, sabi nga ng ibang doktor daw, no? Pag ikaw ay kumain ng mga pagkain na mataas ng cholesterol, and yet, knowing timaw, we know that the more we eat foods that contains L-carnitine, choline, lecithin, which is basically yung maraming ganitong mga components, meat products, animal products, marine products, no, yung mga fish, then we are triggering the formation of timaw. And this timaw promotes the progression of your atherosclerosis. That is why nagtataka ako, di ba? In other journals, sinasabi nila na, you can eat fish. Fish is healthy for your health. But no, because marine products or yung mga fish, no, has high concentration of timaw. Kaya pala dun sa mga pasyente ko, kasi sa Barroboso, Ligao del Sur, malapit yan sa Pacific Ocean. Sa kanila, bahala nang hindi sila makakain ng baboy, basta kakain sila palagi ng fish, no? At pag kumain sila, yung fish mas madami pa kaysa dun sa kanin nila. Ganun ang pang-style nila. Iniisip ko na, fat yung fish, di ba yun ang recommendation na kumain ka ng matatabang isda kasi health, good for the heart and may omega-3, etc. And yet, ang dami-dami ko nakikita everyday na cases ng problema sa heart. And once I review kung ano yung nandun sa kanilang blood chem, makikita ko na, mababa yung LDL nila. Oo, mababa yung triglyceride nila. Pero yung HDL and total cholesterol mataas. At yung pasyente ko, ayun, symptomatic. Sumasakit yung dibdib niya dahil meron siyang angina. No? So, yung chest pains. No? So, Ito ay isang comparison ng mga studies kung ano bang nagagawa ng high-fat diet sa atin. Other studies dito is ginawa lang nila sa mice, meron naman na ginawa nila sa humans. Let's see, ano may nakikita dito? Pag yung high-fat diet, ano yon? Tumataas talaga yung timaw. Pero pag binaba mo yung fat intake mo, bumababa yung timaw, di ba? Ayan, makikita natin sila, may yung low protein, di ba? Ang high protein diet, saan natin na-associate pag high protein diet? Especially dun sa mga nag-workout, sabi nila, ay, kailangan ko ng protein kasi magbibuild ako ng muscles, so kakain sila ng ilang pounds ng chicken, ilang pounds ng steak, tapos ilang madaming itlog, kasi para daw gumanda ang muscles nila. And yet, sa high protein diet nilang yon, tumataas yung timaw nila. Kaya, lo and behold, may isang kilala na doctor din, nag-weightlifting siya, ang ganda ng katawan niya. But he died of heart attack at the age of 38 years old. And it's because of what? Timaw, di ba? Aside, syempre, doon sa cholesterol na pinangkain niya. So, let's say, Doc, what if I try to change my diet? What will be the effect? Diba? Doon sa may mga problema sa heart nila, matataas yung cholesterol nila, ano ba pong magiging effect? O yung mapapansin mong course ng disease mo pag nag-change ka ng diet? Let's see. This is a case report that was first published in 1970s. This is about angina and the vegan diet. Okay, this is a case of a male, 65 years old. Okay, meron siyang cholesterol level of 5.7 millimoles per liter, no history of coronary thrombosis, but may severe chest pain siya or angina, had to stop every 9 to 10 paces, konting lakad lang, hinihingal na siya. So, January of 1964, he started the vegan diet and he was seen monthly. After only ilang days yun, 5 days, nag-improve kaagad yung sakit sa dibdib niya, hindi na masyado. And 5 months pala, no? And after nun, pagdating ng July, no? July 2, 1964, hindi na talaga sumasakat yung dibdib niya. Pagdating ng August, that's ilan yan? 7 months after na nag-start siya ng diet niya, nakaka-climb na siya ng mountain, wala na siyang chest pain. Imagine, just ilan to? 7 months from the start of changing his diet, nawala yung chest pain niya. And I can attest that this case report is true, especially sa mga pasyente ko na nakita ko sa clinic. I instruct them na, ganito lang yan. Sabi mo na, ang hirap talaga mag-change ng diet. So, tuturuan ko silang magluto, kung anong masarap. Kagaya ng ginagawa ni Chef Lorna sa atin. Ayan, tinuturuan ko sila magluto. No? Pagkatapos, sabihin ko sa kanila, okay, I'll see you within a month. Pagbalik nila, you know what? Sabi nila, Doc, halos wala na akong nararamdam sa dibdib ko. Kaya ko nang mag-jogging. Imagine yung pasyente na halos ilang hakbang lang, hinihingal, pagbalik sa akin na after a month na, Doc, ang gaan na ng pakiramdam ko. And, ang saya-saya nila, halos naluluha sila. Talagang sabihin ko, praise the Lord, no? Talagang yung binigay niyang diet sa atin, nung dun sa Genesis 1:29, if you open your Bible, na yan? Ang bibigay niya lang sa ating pagkain is yung mga fruit-bearing trees, no? Yung galing sa mga halaman, that for us is our meat daw, sabi sa Genesis 29. Pag sumunod ka talaga sa diet na yun ng Panginoon, then you will feel na magkakaroon talaga ng healing within yourself, no? So, this is another study published by Dr. Dean Ornish in the 1980s, no? He have noted na yung mga pasyente na nag-change ng diet nila, no? Na nag-serve ng mga plant-based foods, merong 91% reduction sa frequency ng chest pains nila compared dun sa hindi nag-change ng diet. Okay. Sabi dito, sa isang randomized control trial, na nagsho-show na meron hindi lang na-prevent yung chest pain, but it reverses, no? Coronary artery disease problems by using a low-fat, whole food. Ibig sabihin ng whole food, kung ano yung pagkakuha mo doon sa halaman, chinap mo lang, hinugasan mo, chinap mo, niluto mo, whole food yan, hindi ka halos nag-change ng component, no? Ng mga plant-based na diet, no? Which is low in refined carbohydrates. So, ibig sabihin, sabi ko nga sa pasyente ko, okay naman ang rice. Yung lang unpolished rice, wag yung puti, no? And then, nag-exercise pa sila ng 3 hours per week. Let us say, walking. Nagkaroon talaga sila ng gradual reversal dun sa kanilang coronary artery disease symptoms. Okay? In fact, nagkaroon sila ng 90% reduction dun sa frequency ng chest pain nila, yung angina pectoris nila. No? Okay? Only within a year na nag-start sila ng change ng diet nila. Nevertheless, yung control group, yung group na pang-comparison lang na hindi sila nag-change ng diet nila, na sumunod lang sila doon sa usual advice ng personal physician nila, hindi nagkaroon ng changes sa kanilang mga symptoms sa heart. No? Okay. So, results at 1 year, sustained at 5 years. So, yung mga experimental group na ni Dr. Dean Ornish, sinubaybayan pa nila for 5 years. And they realized that those people na nag-stick dun sa diet nila, even after 5 years, hindi na sila naka-experience ng mga chest pain. Sabi nila, this long-term reduction in angina is comparable with that achieved following coronary artery bypass surgery or angioplasty and helps to maintain long-term adherence. Ano daw? Yung pag-change nila ng diet is para na rin silang bypass surgery. Pag sa atin sa Pilipinas, ang isang ugat, magkano? Sabihin natin, depende yan sa ospital. Pag sa St. Luke's ka, siguro mga 1.2, 1.5 million isang ugat. Pag meron kang 3 baradong ugat, Dok, sige na lang, hayaan mo na lang ako na dahan-dahang mag-deteriorate kasi hindi ko kayang i-afford ng 4.5 million, di ba? No? And yet, here is the good news, na pag ikaw pala ay nag-change ng diet mo, it's as if nag-bypass surgery ka na, hindi ka lang gumastos ng milyon-milyon. No? Okay. So, ni-replicate to yung study ni Dr. Dean Ornish, no? At ginamit nila sa more than 1,000 patients. And you know what they found? Within a 12-week period, 74% of patients na supposedly meron silang nararamdaman na chest pain became chest pain free, no? And merong 9% doon sa mga 1,000 plus patients na yun, at ang naging from severe chest pain, naging mild na lang yung chest pains nila. Wow, di ba na grabe? Kumbaga very overwhelming talaga yung improvement pag nag-change ka ng diet mo. Ito naman, isa namang study na pinalabas ni Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn Jr. and he reported similar results with dietary change, no? By using solely lifestyle intervention. Adherent patients have experienced no extension in the clinical disease. Ibig sabihin, wala na silang symptoms. No coronary events. Ibig sabihin, hindi sila inatake sa puso. And no other interventions. Ibig sabihin, hindi na sila gumamit ng kung ano-anong mga procedures, kung ano-ano para mawala yung chest pain ng pasyente. This finding is all the more compelling when we consider that the original compliant 18 participants experienced 49 coronary events in the 8 years before the study. Yung mga pasyente pa lang yun, before sila pumasok sa study, nagkaroon sila ng atake sa puso or chest pain, 49 coronary events for the past 8 years. And yet, nung nag-change sila ng lifestyle nila, no? When they focused on whole food plant-based diet, which is, sabi ko nga palagi sa pasyente ko, use the colors of the rainbow. Every time you prepare your food, look at your plate. Does it have all the colors of the rainbow? Okay? What are the colors of the rainbow? Kakantahin natin yan sa bata. Red and orange and yellow and green, blue, indigo, violet. Pag nandun na yon lahat sa plato mo, and then you have your seeds, grains, and nuts. Kumpleto na yon. And that food is nakaka-reverse ng problema sa heart. No? Sabi nga nun, safe na food. Grains, legumes, lentils, vegetables, and fruits. Condiments, nuts, and seeds. What are unsafe food for you? Oils, dairy food, meat, poultry, and fish. Okay? So what stands in the way of resolving the epidemic in the heart? No? Number one ang ischemic heart disease sa buong mundo. So, makikita natin dito na pwede naman palang i-reverse. And here, you will see the angiogram of a patient na yung sa first do sa letter A na picture, makikita mo na makikipot yung ugat niya before siya nag-start ng lifestyle intervention niya. And yet, only 9 months after ng change ng diet niya, yung repeat angiogram niya, makikita mo na maganda na, very patent na yung ugat. And it converts to yung symptoms na wala na, no? Sa clinical symptoms ng pasyente na wala na yung chest pain niya. And that relieves our patient, no? So, kung kayo ay may problema sa heart or meron kayong loved one na may problema sa heart, why not try yung recommended sa atin ng Panginoon sa Genesis 1:29, and that is to go back to our original diet, no? So, since we're talking about our romantic relationship with the food, no? Sabi, to heal our hearts, we must have a healthy relationship with our food, no? Hindi lang kung ano yung madaling kuhain, masarap at mura. Isipin natin pag tumitingin tayo sa pagkain. Ito ba ay makakapagpagaling sa akin o makapagdadagdag ng sakit? Sabi nga nun, your relationship with your food is an important lifelong relationship that deserves to be nurtured and when necessary, healed. So, before I end this lecture, I would like to share with you a verse in Exodus 15:26. Okay? Because, alam nyo ba, bago ko basahin sa inyo itong verse na to, alam nyo ba nung nag-check sila ng mga mommies, ng mga Egyptians, they have noted na back in the old days, meron na rin palang mga high blood, meron na rin palang problema sa heart yung mga Egyptians, no? Especially yung mga kings and queens noon. It's because of their diet, di ba? Kasi syempre, pag ikaw yung king, ikaw yung mga queen, okay, so bibigay sa yung the best food, the tastiest food, so nagkaroon din sila ng mga sakit, meron sila mga arthritis and everything, just like what we have today. So, eto ngayon ang sinabi ng Panginoon sa mga Egyptian, ay sa mga Israelites that time. Sabi sa Exodus 15:26, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord your God, and wilt do that which is right in his sight, and wilt give ear to his commandments, and that includes the commandments of health, and keep all his statutes, and then I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee. Okay? So, this is my last slide. May the Lord be with us today, and the Lord will keep us and preserve our health. This is my prayer.
Ayan. Marami tayong
Alright, ang
natutunan.
dami-dami na nating natutunan. Thank you so much, Dr. Jocelyn. It's really such a privilege. Napakadaming learning. Grabe. And ay siguro ipasok na natin si Chef Lorna. Chef Lorna, thank you for being with us. Oh, nakamute po, nakamute.
Okay. Thank you. Very informative lecture. Thank you, Doc, for that very informative lecture na really heart diseases is preventable and reversible. That's the good news.
Yes,
Okay.
that is definitely a good news.
Yes, I think we have some questions before we go to cooking demo, Chef. Konting question lang naman that we can accommodate. Nasaan na ba yun? Natabunan na natin mga Anyway, teka, nasaan na yun? Oh no.
I think we could entertain 2 questions for today. Scroll up siguro.
Okay. So, Doc, ako muna ang very informative, isa ko sa na-get, Doc, yung hemorrhoids, hindi pala related sa mga maanghang. Okay, so, lagi yung naiisip na kapag maanghang ay,
Yes.
ito. Yung, hemorrhoid sa Tagalog ay Anong yun?
Almoranas.
Almoranas. Ayan.
Almoranas. Ayan.
So, totoo, Dok, paano kung may almoranas na pwede ba bang maanghang ang kainin?
So
Medyo kasi syempre pag mainit, pag nandiyan na yan, ano na siya, namamagana siya, irritating na syempre yung maanghang. Ang init
Oo.
kaya. So,
Pero hindi siya nagiging cause.
prevent irritation.
But it's never the
Oo,
cause.
ng maanghang. Pero pag hindi siya nagiging cause, no? Oo. Yung talagang diet mo kasi syempre, pag kunyari, medyo mababa yung fiber content ng kinakain mo, ang tendency is mo pag ganda ng word, operative word na pagtae, is mag-strain ka talaga. So, syempre, yung pressure, kaya magiging mamamaga yung ano mo, yung you know mo. Di ba no? So, oo, tapos high blood ka pa. Syempre, di ba mga ugat din yon. So, pwede din siya mag-bulge, no?
Okay, these are the two questions we have, Doktora. No? First question is from Celis Zena Rosa. Dok, ako, 12 years na akong
Tinanggalan ng gallbladder. So, ano yan?
Lap cole? I'm not sure what lap
Okay.
cole. Mostly
Ano siya,
gulay.
binuksan siya niya, tapos kinuha yung, yung gallbladder niya. Mostly gulay ang ulam namin. What are the high fiber meals
Fiber
that
meals that I can prepare. Yeah.
Oo. Ay, nako, si Chef Lorna makakasagot niya.
Chef Lorna yan. Huwag na natin sagutin ngayon.
Sasagot natin yan.
Ito, isa pa, last question.
Si Tita Melda
Tumaneng. Doc, pwede po ang fish oil para sa puso? Thanks po.
Okay. So, one of the biggest reasons why we take in fish oil is because of omega-3. Tama? Di ba? But if you can get omega-3 from somewhere else, then what's the use of fish oil, right? Kasi oil is oil, di ba? And what we have discussed is nakaka-contribute siya, di ba? So, instead of taking in fish oil for omega-3, use something that comes from plant-based sources ng omega-3, and those plant-based sources mostly is from flaxseed, di ba? Tama, Chef Lorna?
Yes.
And chia seeds. Yun usually na nilalagay ko sa mga food namin para may omega-3 pa rin. And syempre, saan ba nakuha ng fish yung omega-3 niya? Di syempre, di ba sa mga seaweeds din na pinagkakain. Why not get it directly from the seaweeds?
Ayun, seaweed.
Plants. Then you will have your di ba, your daily dose of your omega-3 direct from the source.
Ayan. So may question pa, Doc. Ito, si Rolly Obedencio. Question, Doc, bakit may mga vegan na may mga metabolic syndrome? Cancer, hypertension, at vascular disease. What could be the explanation?
Ayun.
Okay, so to answer that question, we should define vegan versus whole food plant-based. You can be a vegan, but yet a junk food vegan, no? Diba? Kumbaga, pre-processed pa rin yung food mo, lahat pre-packaged. Ay, plant-based lang to eh. But if you're going to have your whole food plant-based, yun yung sinasabi ko na galing sa halaman, pinil mo lang, hindi mo na pre-process ng sobrang dami, diniretso mo lang siyang luto, di ba? Yun yung whole food plant-based. The lesser yung alteration mo dun sa original na hitsura niya, pagkakuha mo sa alaman, the better it is para sa health mo. So, kung magiging junk food vegan ka, then definitely. Kagaya, sabihin natin, example ng junk food vegan, French fries.
Ayan.
It's vegan, it has oil, oil is plant-based, and yet, it's not whole food plant-based, di ba? Ano pa bang example, Chef Lorna, ng junk food vegan? Mga cakes and pastries na may oil.
Yeah, cakes and pastries.
Yeah.
Fiber masyado. Diba?
Oo.
Processed.
Since we're compressed
Pressed for time.
Yes. Si Glenn Sebastian, alam ko may tanong din siya about plant-based na medyo mura. So, ito na ang turn ni Chef Lorna para mag-cooking din mo at i-explain ang plant-based natin. Marirecommend sa heart issue or ma-maintain din ang ating. Ayan.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So before I show the video of Tita Lorna, sorry. Before I show the video, ayun, na-post na rin. Yeah. Ito yung power play. Tita Lorna, can you speak more about the power play?
So every time I do the cooking demo, I normally follow the power plate. No, you can Google powerplate.org and get the signage or this picture. But I just revise it in localized ingredients. No, kasi yung nasa original ng powerplate.org is more American, westernized. So if you are eating, you should have these 4 food groups, no, complete for you to have a balanced diet. Na ibig sabihin, you are getting the optimum or the maximum benefit, no? You can get in just one eating. So you can PM me, I can share with you this power plate and then print it and then put it in your fridge as your guide whenever you prepare your meal. So we follow the power plate idea, no, of how food should be prepared, especially plant-based. Okay, let's go.
Thank you. Let's go.
Uy,
Bibimbap.
gusto ko yan.
Gusto mo yan, Jen? Ang dali lang yan. Puro raw.
Oo, ayan o.
Wow!
Wow, sarap.
Yan lang ang niluto natin, no? In-steam ko lang yung spinach. If you have kangkong, if you have whatever kinds of leaves or greens you have, you can have lettuce. You just tear it and then put everything. Yung kimchi rice, I just blend it with the kimchi, no? And then all of the ingredients, they are all raw. Yan. The cucumber, the carrots, yung edamame. We have the spinach and the nori. So if you will notice, just a simple food, pero it is balanced. We have the four group, no? We have the vegetables, we have the fruits later on, we have the legume, which is the edamame, and then we have the what else? Grain, no? Yung rice. Of course, you should have the brown rice, no? Para hindi siya processed. You can have all the fiber you need. Brown rice has a high fiber, no? So, and then we have the sesame seed for your seed. You can even put nuts in your bibimbap, like the cashew or the peanuts. And then you put syempre the nori. That's your omega. Di ba, Doc? So, yeah, that's your breakfast for the Pinoy, ha? Or we have another video for the oats, no? It's a good breakfast meal also. You can replay some of our videos, no? Featuring our oats. Oats is high fiber also. And that would be your breakfast.
Sarap!
Diba, Doc?
Ginugutom po ako.
So that's your complete meal. Very simple to di ba? Very simple to prepare. Now I'm using here. I did a vegetable chopping. Instead of frying the noodles, no, I used the sprout or the toge.
Wow, that's healthy.
Wow!
Chow mein in sprouts. Wow.
Yeah, instead of the noodles, but I use the spinach here. If you have talbos ng kamote or kangkong or whatever produce you have in your place, you can use that as your greens. Every time you prepare your meal, I'm sauteing in water. That's water saute, no? I just want to saute yung mushroom para ma-soften siya. Okay. Mushroom is has an umami flavor, no? So adding mushroom is also beneficial to your diet.
Ayan. Talagang power plate na power plate. And thank you daw, sabi ni Feli Rosana, Chef Lorna sa power plate.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Healthy pa rin daw po ba kapag nag-blend ng gulay and fruits? May tanong po si Gingerbread.
Parang parating tinatanong yan, Toki. parang parati na natin sinasagot dyan, no? Yung fruits and veggies combination.
Wala naman kasi talagang yung talagang observational study na unhealthy na pagsamahin ng gulay at saka fruits. Sa clinical practice ko, pag haluin nila yan, the patient becomes healthy pa rin.
Sa pag-blend.
Emphasize, the more colors of the rainbow you incorporate to your meal, every single meal. Sabi ko, kung kaya mo kumain ng kalahating kilo ng prutas saka gulay plus rice kada kain, mas better para sa health mo. Ma-heart disease, ma-diabetes, ma-cancer. Gaga ng pangaramdam mo. Guaranteed na talaga. Guaranteed!
Sige, sagutin ko lang Jen.
I'm sorry, Jen. Yeah, that's right. If you're vegetarian, you can eat as much as, here, but you're not gaining any weight. Kasi there are maya-maya, you go to the CR, to the toilet para mag-poops. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you eat a lot, no? Kasi mga high. Yeah.
Actually,
Sa blending, sa blending, this is what I've learned in a wellness center. When you blend, it's okay. Kasi naman ang question, i-blend mo, fruits and vegetables. But when you eat, we have a counsel that we really have to separate the fruits and vegetables because of different digestion time, no? And I've read about the study of Dr. Walter White na ang pwede mong i-blend yung hindi matatamis fruits and fruits sa vegetable like avocado and tomato is also fruit. No? You can blend it with gulay. Pero mga fruity, it has a different time. Pero pag blending sa blender, yes, you can combine it. Kasi blended na siya eh.
Now, the technique I use here is that I put on the lid few seconds and then turn off the fire, no? Para lang mag-wither yung greens.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Sarap.
Halos di naluto, no? Sarap! Matamis
talaga. Mahilig ako sa talbos at sa dahon-dahon. Mahilig talaga ako.
Tsaka
pag talbos na rin.
If you eat a lot of
yung ibang pasyente ko, nag-aalala sila na pag kumain daw sila ng gulay, hindi daw sila natutunawan. Sabi ko, it's okay. Kasi, walis yan. Walis ng ng intestines mo.
So the sprout, no, I only use a small amount of sesame oil just to stir fry, no? Para if you can eat it raw,
To flavor lang. To flavor.
raw pepper.
Yeah.
Just to heat it up, the sprout, no, and have that smell ng sesame oil.
Mabango.
So, it smells good.
Ayun, may nahulog sa akin yan. Ako, ayun yung mga ini-snack ko lang.
Yeah. Okay, then you just add the sesame seed.
Wow!
Magandang alternative yan. Ang sabi ni fries. Akala ko French fries, sorry na. French fries.
Friend or friend.
Okay. So may friend ko akong bigyan pero may sa pancit canton. O yan ang magandang alternative, di ba?
Yeah, and if you want to use pancit or noodles, you use the white noodle, the rice noodle. No?
Yeah, the
Hindi
rice
mo rin gamitin siguro yung pancit canton, but you disregard all the seasoning. So, yung nasa yung sa bedding niya has noodle, and then the sprout and the greens.
Wow. Yeah. Sarap kaya ng sprouts.
Yeah.
Kumbaga sa ano ba yung toge? Ayan, sa Tagalog.
Tagalog. Yes. And it's very simple. Napakadali. You give me 10 minutes and I can feed mga 20 people. Saglit lang using, plant-based diet, ha. So, yeah.
Sarap.
Wow, sarap.
So, I added yung nuts. Yung peanuts. Pwede rin yung nuts. And for the dinner, it's a house sandwich.
Oo.
It's very simple kasi dinner. It's very light. So,
Wow.
I just use this ingredients, avocado, alfalfa, and arugula.
Wow.
I use the Nutelex. You can
Oh,
buy
yeah.
Nutelex. It's sunflower oil, and I use that to toast. Yan. Small lang naman para may lasa siya.
Wow. Tama, friend. Friend daw si friend fries.
Ah,
Diba? Wow, healthy sabi ni Violeta Rolio. So sabi ni Rolly, obedensya, hindi natutunawan ng vegetable kasi siguro wala pa silang enough digestive enzyme na na-develop kasi kulang pa ang plant-based microbiome nila. Oh, ang galing-galing naman. Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for
pero
the
ano yan eh, within a few weeks nare-establish uli siya. Ma-realize mo yan, nag-establish na siya uli. Pag utot ka ng utot, pag kunyari
Correct.
kumakain ka, tapos
Yes.
mapapansin mo yung pag-start mo ng change ng diet, yung pag-focus mo minsan 4-5 times a day, and siya na lang, pero ano ba, at least naka-flash out na yung mga bad na na-accumulate mo sa tiyan mo. And then, you will know na, wow, ito na yung cleansing, naka-cleanse ko na yung sarili ko.
Alam, naku, yung asawa ko lagi nag-change ng diet kasi utot ka ng utot everyday.
Sobra naman to.
Sama na tingin mo yan.
It's healthy. Uy, pero mind, di ba Chef Lorna, mind
Huwag
you,
kayong mag-alala.
lagi
No, Doc,
naka-plant-based,
no.
opo,
Doc at saka Chef Lorna, huwag kayong mag-alala. Siya naman lahat ang aamoy nun eh. Okay lang.
Actually, Chef, di ba, pag naka-plant-based diet ka, you will know na healthy yung kinain mo for the day pag walang amoy yung utot mo.
O yun naman
Correct.
pala eh.
Yes.
Wala kasing amoy yung utot ko eh.
Ako din.
Oh, yes.
Amoy.
Nakakain ka ng masama pag nagkaroon siya ng amoy.
Amoy. Correct.
Yeah.
Kaya sa bahay namin, parating umuutot yung mga yung mga tao dito.
Ay, alfalfa yun, Chef. Alfalfa.
Yes.
Yan, alfalfa.
Yung tinatawag na utot with confidence.
Alfalfa is legume also. It's coming from the
Yes.
sprout. So, you have a complete food group dyan. So, you have the wheat
Sarap.
bread, you have the
Sarap,
grain,
sarap.
you have the veggies, you have the fruits, and you have the legumes. Yan. So, it's power plate still. Okay?
Ano daw, Chef, yung nilagay na, na
White powder.
white powder before the leaves. Sabi ni Cindy.
Yeah, that's parang slur, cornstarch.
Cornstarch. Okay.
Wow,
Thick.
sarap,
Yeah,
sarap. Okay.
O sabi ni Love Hernandez, additional na naman menu, may vegan recipe collection, Chef.
Hi, love from Sydney.
Oh yeah, that's love from, yan.
Ayan. Ang sarap daw.
Ang sabi ni Rolly, ang sarap ng pagkain tapos may umutot. Relate ako dyan, relate ako.
Okay. So I think we're done, no, Chef? Do we need to, I think it's time for, nag-extend na po tayo ng time, pero don't worry. Still we have a quiz and we will give gifts to everyone. So, Doc, mag-prepare ka ng 3 questions. Chef, ikaw isa sa amin so that tayo ay magpapakulo na. Pakulo ba ang tawag dito? O ano?
We're giving away GCash, Doc, for them to have their loads para maka-watch sila in share. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so
This is our mahiwagang picker wheel. Kaya we will spin it kasi we have different prices here. So let's know how much muna bago ang question. Wow.
Oy,
250 GCash.
Okay, madali lang Okay.
Okay, Doc, anong question?
First question,
Yes.
what is the optimum LDL level para maging healthy tayo?
Optimum LDL level. Ayan, para
Yeah.
habang kayo nagsasagot.
Oh, habang sumasagot kayo, greeting
Okay,
time.
it's not coming from any doctors, yung sinasabi mo, yung, di ba, yung ibang doctors, when you see your doctor, sasabihin nila, ganito, okay na yan. But still, you have to pull it down pa pala to have that
Yes.
optimal level. Yeah.
Yes.
Uy, may nag-greet sa inyo, Chef Lorna. Si Feli Rosana.
Oh yeah. You know, there's a singing group yung husband ko before when they were still in college. So I invited them to watch kasi they were asking for recipes, no? For their diet. So I told them to watch para they will know how to do the recipes I will be
Alright,
forward.
maraming sagot.
Nagustuhan ko yung mga niluto nyo. Yung mga paborito namin ni Ian eh. Chow
really?
mein, bibimbap, ayan o. Tsaka yung clubhouse.
I like the clubhouse. I like the
Yes.
clubhouse.
It's very simple, di ba? Pero it's complete, no?
Kay Doc, anong sagot?
Yes,
At
Doc.
marami nang
Marami na po
sumagot.
sumagot. Anong sagot?
50 to 70 milligrams per deciliter or less than 70, okay na yan.
Ayan.
50 to 70 or less than 70. First winner will be Jeneline Bautista. Congratulations for winning 250 pesos load or GCash. Ayan, just let us know. Send us your number. Next, for the next 3 consolation prizes, who will receive 50 pesos, first is Rachel Fiolog.
Yes.
Congratulations. Windy Salieva.
Yes.
Congratulations. And Mary Grace Tumaneng. Congratulations. Ayan. Yan ang mga 3 consolation prizes natin who will receive 50 pesos na GCash.
Okay, next question. But before
Alright.
that question, Doc, i-ticker wheel natin ano ang prize. Ayan. Galing naman. Ang dami nakasagot ng tama. Dati nakikinig talaga, Doc.
Yes.
200 pesos.
pesos. Okay, what's the question, Doc?
Next, last 2 questions. Ano siya, enumeration? Di ba 3 yung akin, 2 na lang, no? Tama ba, boss? Okay, so give 2 determinants of food preference ng mga tao sa choice nila ng food. 2 determinants.
Ano yung determinants?
Determined.
Determinants for food preference.
Agad nilang kinakain yun. Sabi ni
Yes.
Doc, yun yung first lecture nila. You know, that's impulse, parang kakainin ko to. Yung impulse na pagkain mo ng something. So, I think that's 3 determinants of food
So,
preference.
2 lang.
Dalawa.
Ang galing naman.
Galing-galing ng mga
Ang galing
So,
naman ng ating viewers.
Talagang nakikinig sila, Doc. Tingnan mo. Di
Oh,
ba?
headflappers!
Okay.
Ano ang sagot, Doc?
What is cheap? The cheapest, the tastiest, and the most
And the most
convenient. Or
convenient.
easy to
Oh, diba?
Masarap. Pinakamasarap.
Ang
Pinakamura. Di ba may kasabihan, masarap na, mura na madumi pa. Yung masarap na
Okay,
madumi pa.
ito-
Yung mga street
Ito
food.
deserving ito ng 200 talaga. Elizabeth Pulido Fumera, the winner. Kasi ang binigay niya. Perfect! Kaya sa inyo po ang 200 pesos na GCash. At congratulations. And the next 3 consolation prizes worth 50 pesos ulit is unahin natin si Friend Fries. But no,
Tandaan mo, French fries of friend. Tandaan mo ng PH of friend fries. Oo.
Ayan. Next is Tita Melda Tumaneng. Congratulations. And then next is Windy Salieva. Nanalo na ba si Windy? Nanalo na si Windy. Ang next is Angela Agbayani.
Ayan.
Tastiest or cheapest? Tama po ba? Alright. Ayan. And last question, Doc. Ano ang inyong last question? Pero before that, picker wheel muna tayo.
What's this? Okay, so for those, sige, ayan. 150 GCash.
150 GCash for the last of Doc. And again,
Okay. Last question na po. What is the number 1 killer disease in the world? Easy.
The number one killer disease in the world. Hindi
Which
po
is,
yan
pre-
COVID.
which is preventable and reversible, di ba, Doc?
Yes.
May sagot ako dyan.
Alam ko na yan, kaya ayoko nung makinig.
Bakit? O sige nga kung alam mo, ano.
Hindi na.
Doc, di ba, yung merong mga nararamdaman dyan, you don't have to be, afraid na mag-bypass ka agad or mag-stent ka agad. Kasi marireverse pa yan, mape-prevent pa yan through plant-based diet. Yan. Marami ng pasyente si Doc niyan.
Ayan.
Yes.
Okay,
As in
ano
talaga,
ba ang
miracle
sagot?
talaga siya eh. Mm-mm.
Anong sagot, Doc?
Just 1 month after ng check-up, pagbalik, nakakahinga na ng maayos, hindi na hinihinga.
Yes. So, okay, Doc, anong sagot natin?
Ischemic heart disease.
Wow!
Alright.
Ang daming
Ang daming
nakakuha ng
po.
tamang sagot.
And our first winner for today is Lemuel Arevalo. Congratulations for winning 150 pesos GCash and load. Ayan, congratulations. The next one is for the 3 consolation prizes is Eliza's Journey. Ayan. Just message us po sa Facebook natin, no, na Facebook page yung Healthwise for Christ, okay? And then Violeta Rollo. Okay.
Well, yes, Violeta Rollo.
Violeta Rollo. And next is si Mary Grace. Oh, nakakuha na si Mary Grace. Next is June Autumn.
Ayan.
So please message us in Facebook or sa Facebook page namin na Healthwise for Christ. Message us your number. If you're in abroad, again, the simple mechanics is nominate the number of your local relative na may number dito sa Philippines.
Okay, Picker Will and si Chef po ang magtatanong. Or
Natanong na agad lahat ni Doc. Wala na akong may
pero 300
sa recipe nyo, sa
100.
100 Gcash load. Ayan.
Okay, madali lang. What is that foundation of a romantic relationship to fuel your food? Yan yung unang-unang nito.
Oh.
Meron tayong romantic relationship with that to fuel our bodies. Yan.
So, sagot-sagot
answer
dito.
na po. Lahat tayo.
Well, bago sumagot, sige, magsagot lang po kayo. Pero before we look at the winner, gusto kong i-greet itong si FJ TV Hits. First time daw niyang manood ng Healthwise for Christ.
Wow.
So just message us. You are entitled for 50 pesos.
Yes,
Not
Gcash
or load. Just send us your cell phone number or your nominated cell phone number na Philippine number po ito. Dyan po sa ating Healthwise for Christ na Facebook page.
So kung batiin si Doc Esther Pagbilao. Ayan.
Hello, Tita Esther.
Ayan. So, anong sagot, Chef?
Of course, food.
Food. Naku, marami na naman nakasagot.
Oh, food. Okay. Sandali, may concern. Si Winston, delayed ang internet connection. Wala pang question. May sagot na agad. Winston, add suggestion lang. Punta kayo sa mas malakas na internet. Ayan.
Yes. Unfortunately, may mga talagang
Oo,
pangit ang connection.
Pagpangit talaga. But, we just go by the system. So, the first is Cheryl Abarca. Ay, no. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Cheryl. Si Jeneline Andal. Sorry. Jeneline Andal, you are the winner of
100
pesos.
Pero si Cheryl naman, sa consolation.
50 pesos. Sorry, we're going with the system kung sino pong nauna. So, I misread it. Kaya po nagkakasihan, may fellowship po kasi dito. Kaya nagkakasigawan sa baba. And then next is...
so, food.
Okay, hold on. Next is... the second, natin is Joylene Tuyak.
Ang galing
Congratulations.
naman.
And the third one is... are we going to... Love Hernandez. Food.
Yes.
Congratulations, Tita Love Hernandez. You're the third consolation prize. Ayan.
So, last question.
Last question na po ito. Hindi na po tayo magpipicker wheel, of course.
Because it's this 300 pesos Gcash.
300 pesos Gcash. Kaya napakahirap ng tanong na to.
1 month ng load yan, ha?
Ako na ang magtatanong. Ang verse natin for today, I need the book, the chapter, and
The
the verse.
verse.
Ayan. Napaka-importante po kasi, this
Sinabi
is
ni Doc,
this is the words of the Lord our God. Kaya napaka-importante ng scripture para sa atin. So as long as dapat tama kayo sa inyong dapat specific tayo, book, chapter, and verse. Ayan. Alright. So, ang sagot natin, Ate
ang
Jen,
daming
ay...
nakasagot, Doc. Grabe,
Talagang
tama.
tinandaan nila, Doc, oh.
Kasi dati nag-start kami sa Northwest for Christ, halos mali-mali ang sagot. Sabi namin, hindi ko nakikinig. Ayan. Pero naku, nakailang season na kami, Doc, nakikinig na talaga lahat.
Alright, so our first is... Uy, bago ata to. Nanalo na ba to?
The first time and before,
Ay, wait. What's the, ano ba yung sagot?
Exodus 15:26.
Ayun.
Ayan.
Ang sabi, Pidoy Piday Kitchen.
Ay, ang ganda naman ng pangalan.
Wow.
Cooking na cooking demo. Pidoy Piday Kitchen.
Ayan. Exodus 15:26. Please message us in Healthwise for Christ and send us your number. Uy, yung first time viewer natin, hindi lang 50 pesos na matatanggap. 100 pesos na matatanggap niya because consolation prize na 50 pesos na meron kang recipient ka rin.
FJTV.
FJTV. So FJTV, please introduce yourself, send us a screenshot, send it and message it to Healthwise for Christ. Next and last, second, pangalawa is Kirsten Fiolog. Kirsten Fiolog. And last, si Violeta Rollo, nanalo na ba?
Yes,
nanalo na.
Elizabeth
Pulido Fomera.
Yes, nanalo na rin.
Nanalo na rin. And then we have Maylie Tumaneng.
Ayan, si
Maylie Tumaneng!
Ayan.
Congratulations! Kay ikaw ang third na winner ng ating consolation prize. Muli po, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Marami na naman po tayo natutunan sa umagang ito.
Ayan, so maraming salamat po muli sa inyo sa pagsama sa amin ngayong umaga. So don't forget to like our page and our subscribe on our YouTube channel, Healthwise.
At hanggang sa muli po, ako po ulit si Kuya Ian nagpapaalala sa inyong dapat nating pangalagaan ang ating puso.
Ayan, how about Chef? Do you have any last?
Nice ko pong i-invite, especially yung mga around the area of Dr. Panteleon, Ginggong Hospital. They have a wellness center po doon at plant-based nutritionist and dietitian which are rare yan sa mga hospital natin. So, they're lucky to have them, no? So, you visit them, si Dr. Joyce Panteleon, and yung mga gusto pong magkaroon ng consultancy, you can entertain them, right, Doc? Okay.
Yes po.
Thank you. And so, next week, Ate Jen and Kuya Ian, we're inviting everyone again. That's the last session for our lifestyle medicine, and it's going to be the kidney naman, no?
Ayan,
Kidney, yes.
problem.
Yung mga may CKD, no? Yan.
So, Doc, ano yung inyong
Paalala.
Always eat your whole food plant-based diet.
Amen. So, ako naman po ulit, si Ate Jen, nagpapaalala, be healthy, be wise, healthwise.
Ayan. So, muli po, maraming salamat. We will see you next Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Don't forget to like and follow and share our Facebook page, Healthwise for Christ, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Healthwise. Bye mga ka-Healthwise!
Bye!
Thank you, Doc! Thank you, Doc!
Thank you, Doc!
Isang makabuluhang talakayan patungkol sa ating kalusugan, kaligtasan at kagandahan. Kay Ate Doc lang yan. Mga tamang kaalaman at napapanahong usapin para sa pamilyang Pilipino. Siyempre, si Ate Doc yan. Kaya mga ka-wellness, andito na si Ate Doc, Cheryl Palad, upang bigyan tayo ng tamang kaalaman sa ating kalusugan, kaligtasan at kagandahan. Samahan si Ate Doc tuwing Biyernes, 1 p.m. Philippine Time. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.